D. Sripati, and D. Manohar ji for coming to the session, and they are also watching the session today. I am Smriti, and my co-host Neetu will be taking you throughout the session today. So before we move forward, we would also like to tell you a little bit about Gurushala. So Gurushala is an Indus Towers Limited initiative, a Vodafone India initiative. The content partners are Jigyasa and is implemented by Pratham Education Foundation. So Neetu, before we move forward in the session today, I would like to tell our teachers a very interesting thing, that today a very special person has joined us in the session. The DEO of Kamaredi, Shri S. Rajuji. Welcome, sir. So, Shri S. Raju is also the project
Good morning,
director
madam.
of
Is it audible, madam?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
I was telling you.
Yes, sir. So we would request you to share some words with our teachers today.
Anvi, madam. Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Right. Smriti, I think there is some internet issue at the source end. We would request sir to join us again in some time. I think we can take forward our session till then.
Yeah, sure, Neetu. So, Neetu, let's move forward in the session. And, before moving forward to the session, there are some points that our teachers need to keep in mind. So, I would request you to, take our teachers and share those points. What are some of those important training, points that our teachers need to keep in their mind?
Right. Thank you, Smriti, and thank you all the teachers for joining us for this 2 days training. And I would like to welcome you all again to the Gurushala family. So here are certain points which we can keep in our mind during this training session, which will help you to basically get all the information about the session. And you can also use this information whenever it is required in your teaching and learning process. So the first point which we all need to keep in mind while doing this session is that you can keep a notepad and pen with yourself, so that in case if you want to make any notes, if you want to write down some ideas, and if you want to write down any questions which you would like to ask from us, you can note down these points in your notebook. The second point is that you can type your questions, answers, and any ideas in chat box in English or Hindi, and we'll be looking upon these questions and answers, and we'll be taking it on the screen as well. So you can ask anything which you would like to ask regarding the session we are taking today, and this can be shared in the comment box with us. The third point is you can sign up on the Gurushala for the regular updates on trainings, workshops, and competitions. And we'll be also telling you about the sign up process in today's session, so that you can get in touch with the Gurushala and remain updated about all the sessions which we'll be taking in the future. So these are some points, Smriti, which we can keep in mind. And we would also like to tell that what is the agenda of today's training, and what are all the points which we are going to discuss today. So the first thing we'll be talking about is 21st century teachers. As we all know that this is the 21st century, and all teachers have a lot of skills which they are constantly trying to enhance their skills. So we'll be talking about that, what are the essential skills which are required by the 21st century teachers. We'll be also talking about that how our teachers can enhance their socio-emotional skills. As we also know that socio-emotional skills are an integral part of our human life. So we'll be also talking about that how we can basically know our socio-emotional skills and we can enhance them. We'll be also talking about some strategies to enhance our communication skills and how we can transfer these skills into our students. And one more point which we'll be talking about is that we'll be exploring Gurushala course modules and express yourself section, which Smriti will be telling us that how you can navigate Gurushala and how you can do certain course modules on Gurushala and how you can express yourself there. So Smriti, this is the broad agenda. We'll be talking around these points today. So our teachers also have an idea now that what we are going to discuss in today's session. So if you have, teachers, if you have any questions regarding any of these topics, you can share with us in the chat section. Apart from this, the teachers will be completing the 2 days training. In tomorrow's session, we'll be sharing a Google form with all of you, and upon marking your attendance, you will receive a certificate of participation, and within the 10 working days, you will receive this certificate on your email address. So please stay connected for tomorrow's session as well. At the end of tomorrow's session, we'll be sharing this attendance form with all of you. Right. Also, Smriti, apart from just sharing the information and sharing knowledge with our teachers, we'll be also doing some interactive activities. So the first activity we'll be doing with our teachers is fastest finger first. As you can see from the name only, that it is the fastest finger first. So you'll have to share your answers really fast with us so that we can also take your answers. We can know your opinion about the topic we are discussing. And the second activity we'll be doing is feelings check, because we all know that in this time we have different kinds of feeling which we are going through. There are a lot of situations which are happening around. So we'll be also doing a short activity, a small activity, feelings checks with all our teachers. So this is about the training that what we are going to do in today's session and in tomorrow's session. So let's take it forward from here, Smriti. Yes, Smriti, if you could please unmute yourself.
Right, Neetu. So before we move forward, let's see if the internet is working properly, and our DO sir of Kamaredi, if he can join us and share some words with our teachers. Right. Hello, sir. Welcome to the session.
Good morning, madam. Is it audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I am DO. I am S. Raju, DO Kamaredi speaking. That is a very good, useful training provided by the Gurushala organization to our teachers of Kamaredi district. First of all, I want to extend my heartfelt thankful to the Gurushala organization. This is a very remote district area in Telangana state. There is 33 districts in our Telangana state, Telugu state. It is very happy to note, it is very lucky and fortunate to us chosen our Kamaredi district as to give a orientation 2 days training program about the changes nowadays in 21st century. The changes are so many changes are coming. So this is a very useful to our teachers and headmasters. So many teachers have registered in this training program, and particularly I extend my thanks to Tanvi madam, who is last 15 to 20 days onwards very much being in touch with us, our team members, our nodal officer Lakshmi Narayana, and our team members of sectoral officers Ganga Kishan, Venu, Sripati, and Manohar sir. Our team is a very good team, madam. We are once again we are very thankful to select our Kamaredi district for giving this 2 days orientation program. At the same time, I also request all the teachers. I request all my participants, teachers, headmasters, all of you, please be with this 2 days orientation program till the conclusion of the session and not to leave. This is a very useful for you all people. I once again thank you very much for Gurushala organization, madam. ఒక్కసారి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, మన పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ టీచర్స్ అందరూ, ఇది మన జిల్లాకి ఒక మంచి అవకాశం అండి. ఒక తెలుగు రాష్ట్రం నుంచి మనకు ఢిల్లీ నుంచి నార్త్ ఇండియన్స్ వాళ్ళు, నేను అడిగాను వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం తెలుగులో కూడా ఏమన్నా ఫెసిలిటీ ఉందంటే లేదని చెప్పారు, హిందీ ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే ఉంటుందని చెప్పారు. సో కష్టం అనుకోకుండా ఒక 2 hours బహుశా మీరు అందరూ ట్రైనింగ్ అయినారు చాలా, ఎస్సీఆర్టీలో కానీ ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో ఢిల్లీ నుంచి కానివ్వండి, బెంగళూరులో కానివ్వండి, చాలా మీరు ట్రైన్ అయి ఉన్నారు, నేను కాదనట్లేదు. ఎంత అయినప్పటికీ కూడా ఇది కొంత యూస్ఫుల్ గా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి kindly all participants, I once again request and congratulate for joining in this 2 days program and made registration earlier. Please be with till the conclusion of this session. I request Tanvi madam to go ahead for further program, madam. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. So, Neetu, we will move forward with our session, or before we will talk about some of the challenges that our teachers are facing. This in this COVID situation when everything changed all of a sudden, and our teachers were acquainted with teaching inside the classroom where they can observe students, and everything was like under their control. But now all of a sudden things changed. The situation is has totally changed, and it is becoming very unpredictable. So now we will talk what are the challenges that our teachers are facing during this pandemic. So teachers, as you can see on the screen, of course, like it is some of these challenges. These are collated from from the teachers. Like as you can see that 57,000 plus teachers and 7,500 plus schools that we connected and tried to understand what are the challenges that our teachers are facing. So teaching content, like I said, that before this you have been teaching in classroom. Now that it has become online teaching or teaching on WhatsApp, Telegram, so what our teachers are feeling struggling with are they don't know like what are the appropriate content for the teaching content, to teach online. Holding kids accountable. Now that you cannot observe your students within your class and you cannot notice their body language, so how do you make the students accountable? Because they are not coming to school, they are at home. So how do you make them accountable of what you are teaching so that they try from themselves, they get the ownership and learn about it? Then providing social emotional support. This is one very important aspect, because the unpredictability doesn't just affect us as teachers, but are, I would say, more affecting the children, because the children are kind of now bound inside the home. When they used to come to school, they would meet their friends, they would get games period, different breaks, so they would get time to just spend as they wanted to be. Now that they are just totally under parent supervision, there are issues like some of them might be missing their friends, and some of them might be not able to play. So there are multiple factors that students might be feeling bad, totally staying inside the home or just being with parents and no one else to meet. So here comes the role of teachers, where they provide some social emotional support. So for the teacher, and we realize that our teachers are also facing similar problem, but how do they touch upon it? How do they understand that this is a problem? Then keeping the students safe also, because it is also important that our students stay safe in this such situation. Then chasing down families of kids who aren't participating in the child's learning. Now that students are at home, it is also a problem that we just do not have the direct access many times with students. So we need to make parents accountable to it. How do we bring our parents and make them accountable to the situation? Then apart from all this, apart from fulfilling all our professional duties, we as humans also face problems. So how do we make sure that we are taking care of our physical and mental health, which is very important? Because as a proverb says that when the bucket is empty, you cannot pour water. So before you show the emotional support to your students, you need to be happy within yourself, you need to be healthy. So how do you take care of yourself first? So Neetu, yeah, so as we can see on the screen, we talked about the challenges of teachers in the pandemic. Now, do we have any strategy to deal with that? So here is the answer. We would suggest teachers that there is this stop strategy. So when you feel similar challenges, you feel helpless, you feel overwhelmed with the situation, so what you can do is you can apply the stop strategy for yourself to take care of your health, your mental health. So this stop strategy talks about, we can see there are 4 steps that you need to follow. It's very easy. You can see, stop, take, observe, and proceed. And the if we see the first letters of the four terms, it's stop. So we can just remember it like that. You can the first step should be you should stop when you are feeling overwhelmed with all the pressure as a teacher. What you can do is you can, for a moment, you can take a break. Just take whatever you are doing, just keep all of them in pause and take a break and disengage yourself from all of that for some minutes. Then the next step is take a deep breath. So when you disengage yourself from all the things for few minutes, now take deep breath. Focus on your breath for few seconds. Feel the breath moving through your body. This is a breathing technique that really helps, and that has been suggested by many, it has been suggested by many researchers, because this helps when when there are external factors that bother us. What we need to do is disengage or take a break from all those external factors and focus within ourselves, what is inside us. So we should focus on the breath. Now the third step is observe. So what we will do is we will notice our thoughts and how our body is feeling. So we took few minutes where we are taking a break and focusing on our breath, the movement of the breath within our body. And then now we are observing what are the thoughts which were bothering us, and why would we feel that? What exactly happened that made us feel so overwhelmed? These are some questions that we can ponder upon in this situation. And the next is proceed. So what will make you feel better and cope? So once we feel little bit settled with this process, till the we continue the stop, take, and observe. Now what we need to do is we need to think of how should we take it forward. Now we understood maybe a one two elements which were bothering us in the situation, which made us feel overwhelmed. So what we will do is we will plan for the moving forward, what we will do. And that's how we can move forward in the situation, by following the stop strategy in the situation. So teachers, now that we understood the stop strategy, what we will do is we will do a small activity with you. We understand that we are all humans, and we have made it a habit that whenever someone asks us that how are you, we, without even thinking, without even asking ourselves, we just answer that yeah, I'm fine. But are we really fine every time someone asks us how are you? So the answer is probably no. So we will do a similar question, a similar activity here, which is called feelings check. So what we will do is we understand that all of you might have a lot of work that you have completed. From the morning you might have completed a lot of household chores, and you are tired probably. Or maybe you had an argument with someone at home, or maybe your colleague, and maybe you are not feeling good about that. So what we will do before we move into the content of the session, we would like to understand how are you feeling. Yeah, Neetu. So we can move forward and show the emotions chart to our teachers today and understand how our teachers are feeling. Right, Neetu? I would request you to, take our teachers forward with this.
Right, Smriti. Since we have suggested this stop activity to our teachers, so we would also like to stop for a minute so that we can understand what our teachers are feeling. And we would like to ask our teachers that which feeling matches your feelings from the feeling chart that I'm going to share here with you. So here are some feelings which obviously we all are aware about. So we just need to take a minute and think about that. How am I feeling right now? And you need to share your feeling with all of us in the chat section. So Smriti, let's see how our teachers are responding to this question.
Right, Neetu. Let's see, how our teachers are feeling today. So teachers, I would request, all of you to please participate. We would like to understand what are you feeling right now. On the basis of that, maybe we can take forward the session. Right. We already have started getting answers, Neetu. Yeah.
Right, Smriti. So we can see that there are some teachers who are sharing their answers with us. Mahesh sir had said that he's feeling happy. Similarly, there are other teachers who are sharing a similar kind of feeling, that they are all feeling happy and excited about the day.
Right.
Right, and it's really good to see that our teachers are really happy and they are excited, so that because they are participating in a training, and they are here, they are sharing their feelings with all of us. So it's really
Maybe they can quickly take a break and apply the stop strategy on themselves.
right. It is really important that we take out some time for ourselves and just reflect on how we are feeling and what do we really want to do. So this is really important. The strategy which Smriti has just shared with all of us, that we all need some time for ourselves, so that we can stop, we can think about it, and we can start afresh ahead. So it is really important that we all give this some time, give this opportunity to all ourselves. So yes, Smriti, we can see that answers are slightly changing now. We can see that where some teachers were sharing their feelings, like feeling confused and feeling worried, but now I can see that everyone is writing about that they are happy and excited.
Right, Neetu. So with this, let's end the activity. I think our 60 seconds for the activity is over.
Right.
So we will move forward with the session, and we will talk about I feel and I need. So, teachers, as you can see, we as humans get a lot of emotions. So, how do we deal with them? Here is one, very briefly, we have explained that when you feel certain emotions, what do you do about it? As we mentioned in the chat also, there are certain emotions like overwhelming. So when you feel overwhelmed, you first thing is you identify that you are feeling overwhelmed. But what do you do next? So you take a deep breath and think of one thing at a time. So let's say there are multiple tasks at your hand and you are feeling overwhelmed about it. So what you do is you take a deep breath, take a break, as we shared with you before, and then you think of one thing at a time. Let's not take, it's humanly not possible that we will take all the tasks and complete it. So what's better to do is do one at a time. Similarly, when you feel sad, you write down how you are feeling and what is making you sad. That will help you, feel relaxed. When you feel angry, take a step back and think about how you can have a calm conversation about why you are feeling angry. As human, it is also very important, we identify our emotion, and when the emotions are not right, let's say we are angry, it is also important that how calmly we can explain someone that xyz is the reason why I'm feeling angry. That is also a skill that we need to develop within ourselves. Then there are times when we have done a lot and we feel drained by the end of the day. So what do you do then? You take rest and recharge yourself by lying down or taking rest for few minutes. Keep your phone, like these days we are continuously on screen on our phone or laptops. So what we can do is recharging ourselves is also important. What we can do is we can take rest and recharge ourselves. Then maybe we can start the work after some time. Then when you are frustrated, you take a water break and calm down. Take few deep breaths. When you are restless, take a walk around or listen to your favorite music. That will help you for sure. So Neetu, abhi, let's move forward, and now that we understood, some maybe we have suggested our teachers some strategies that they can apply in their personal life when they feel certain emotions. I would request you to, take our teachers with the video that we have kept for our teachers and move forward with the session.
Right, Smriti. Since we all know the how important is the role of a teacher in the life of everyone, so we would just like to convey the message, convey our feelings to our teachers through this video. So we would really request all our teachers to watch this video with all of us.
Teachers matter because we learn different things every day.
They push you
to always believe that even if something is hard, you can still achieve it.
They're constantly encouraging me, and they're trying to make me reach that stretch goal.
My teacher has taught me to worry about my education, what life will be when my future if I don't finish high school.
Mr. Coffee's taught me how to count.
She's definitely taught me to not be biased.
He's taught me some great science.
She makes me look for more sources.
For me to see that somebody was just like me and was able to succeed, she has inspired me to be a better person.
I love good. Having a great teacher makes things possible.
He's my dad, he's my mom, he's my friend, he's my psychiatrist.
He kind of believes in me unconditionally, so that way it's easier to believe in yourself.
Right. So Smriti, as we can see that from teaching us counting, basic counting, 1, 2, to being a psychiatrist to us, there are multiple roles which all our teachers play in our life, and we would really like to thank you all the teachers for being there for all of us, and for being a mentor, for being a teacher, for being a friend, and for playing these multiple roles, multiple important roles in all our lives. So thank you, teachers, for being there for all of us. So Smriti, from here we can take our session forward, and we would also like to ask our teachers now that they should share one word with us which describes teachers according to them, and we would also like to appreciate all our teachers for all their efforts and how they have basically changed all our lives, especially from the last 1 year since we have been into this unprecedented situation. So we would also like to thank for shifting to this situation and basically helping all of us to adjust to this situation. So I would request all the teachers to share one word with us which according to them describes a teacher. So teachers, we would like to take a minute for this activity, and we would really ask you to participate in this activity. Yes, Smriti.
Right, Neetu. So one word that describes a teacher according to you. This is very interesting. I'm actually waiting for the answers to this question, Neetu, because these are not like, if someone asked me one word, probably I would think of my teacher, some of the teachers that I appreciate really. So this will be interesting because our audience today are teachers themselves. So they not only have to think of their teachers who have motivated, but also they can think of their colleagues and themselves also. Yeah, so Neetu, as you can see, we have already started getting answers.
Right.
And the answers are very motivating. Yeah.
Right. Patel sir has shared that teacher is a dictionary. I think that is very true, because a teacher is the one who basically teaches all the meaning of life to their students. So that is very accurately said, that teacher is a dictionary. We can also see that there is one answer from Mahesh sir who is saying that teachers are the future makers. Yes, Smriti.
Yeah, Neetu. So the answers are very interesting and motivating, I must say. Like, the answers are very exciting to see. So Neetu, with this, we would like to, move forward with the session, and let's go ahead and see what we have today for our teachers, right? So teachers, as we have suggested, we will today talk about 21st century teachers and their skills. So if we talk about 21st century, it is little bit different, right? That it is not like in the century, things are not exactly how things were before. There have been a lot of changes in our lives. Let's say technology has been a great, it has impacted our life greatly. It has brought things like artificial intelligence, which has, made a lot of changes. Let's say in professions also, we know, and, research says that a lot of profession which are very technical in nature, or let's say which doesn't have some 21st century skills elements, which we will talk forward in the session. So those skills will no more be there because AI or artificial intelligence will take it forward. Similarly, with all the scenario changing, the teachers need to cope with the situation, and teachers need to develop their skills accordingly so that they take it forward to the students who in future will be able to adjust with this unpredictable time of 21st century skills. So, Neetu, we will move forward and we will show our teachers some of the key skills that is required in 21st century, right? So, teachers, as you can see, there are some key skills that we actually need in the 21st century. So, skills like communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, technical capability, and social skills. These are some of the key skills that every human should have. Especially, it is important for teachers because teachers are the one who directly come in contact with students. Because students need to adapt these skills to survive, thrive, and succeed in future. So let's talk about each of them briefly. When we say communication skill, communication is important because communication, with this changing scenario, it is important that we communicate with and we are being able to express ourselves properly, let's say our emotions to ourselves, as we spoke about it now, that we need to identify our emotion. That is a type of communication too. So communicating, let's say oral communication, that we are being able to express ourselves properly in the in the outside world, or maybe we are being able to write or have a good written ability. Similarly, collaborating. As we know, nothing can be possible all alone. We need to collaborate with someone or the other to succeed or to achieve the maybe let's say the larger goal that we are planning to. So we need to collaborate continuously, have that skill where we are being able to collaborate properly. Similarly, creativity teachers is one of the skills which is probably not possible for an artificial intelligence to have. So where we or our students can get in or can thrive in this 21st century is through creativity. We need to sharpen our creativity skill so that we are being able to thrive here. Similarly, critical thinking too. There are a lot of problems. Let's say now we have COVID-19 and problems arriving with it. So how do we solve it? It's through critical thinking. So it is very important that we have the critical thinking skill with us and we help our students to develop critical thinking. And while in everyday teaching also, instead of rote learning, how we start and motivate our students to think on that and show ownership and come up and give that opportunity to students to solve problems themselves. Similarly, technical capability, which is, of course, I guess all of us know here that technical capability is something that we no more can say, no, we cannot do that, or no, I'm not good at technology. Can you do that? By now, I guess all of us know that we have to, understand technology and be maybe even if we are not really great with it, but maybe where we can be okay with technology. We need to be there at that stage. Like since last 1 year, all of you have been having classes online or maybe on various groups or with your maybe in your district, on your blogs, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and so on. Various platforms that are coming up. So this is where technology comes. And of course, when it comes to students, they also need to understand technology a little bit better to thrive. Similarly, social skills. Social skills are also important as we said that it is not possible to live a life alone. We are social beings and we need to be with each other, collaborate with each other, be social to achieve the larger goal. So this is about 21st century skills that we talked. We will move forward and there is a very small activity where we would like to understand from you. It's been more than 1 year where we have been into the pandemic, and we would like to understand from you that what are the 2 skills that you have learned during the pandemic? And the skills might not be restricted to the previous slide that we showed you regarding 21st century skills. You can just think, just take a moment and think that in this more than 1 year, what you did and what are the new things, 2 skills that you learned. And I would request all of you to, write down the answer in the chat box and share it as soon as possible. Right, Neetu?
Right, Smriti. We can see that teachers have already started sharing their answers with us. So Sri Hari sir has said that he has learned creativity and collaboration during the last 1 year. And I can also see that there are other teachers who are writing that. Radhaji has shared that social skills and collaboration are the skills which she has learned during the last year. Yes, and we can see similar answers are coming from other teachers that they have learned about Google Forms, like Ravi Kumar sir has said, which is a part of technical skills basically. And Ashok sir has said that he has learned about conducting Zoom meetings, how to basically take classes on Zoom application, so which is also a part of technical skills. So I think this is one skill, Smriti, which all of our teachers have learned during the last 1 year, because prior to that we were conducting classes on in the classrooms. We were physically present in the classroom and we were interacting with the students on a regular basis, on a daily basis in fact. But since the last 1 year, the scenario has changed a lot, where we have shifted to online platforms and we are interacting with students on the online platforms, which has also force our teachers to learn to be more creative, so that they can engage students in online learning, they can grab their attention there. So that is, I think, the core reason because of which our teachers has learned this creativity and technical skills more than the other skills. And also we can see that there are other teachers who are sharing skills like patience. They have also learned how to be more patient during this situation. Some of our teachers has enhanced their skills like classical music and something related to technology, which is shared by Rajani ji. Yes, I think with this, Smriti, we have also completed our time of 1 minute, and all our teachers have already shared their answers with us. So thank you, teachers, for your active participation, and we hope the way you are participating in these activities, you will also actively participate in the rest of the sessions. Yes, Smriti.
Yes, Neetu. So the answers have been, very interesting, and I would, request the teachers to keep answering similarly and keep participating and keep sharing any questions, any queries, or maybe any ideas that you have on the chat section, so that we can understand and we can take forward. If there are any questions, we can take it up. Right, Neetu. So we will move now that we have spoken about the challenges that our teachers are facing, and we have spoken about elements of emotions, feelings in this situation. So, Neetu, I would request you to talk about one such 21st century skill that that we think should be talked about.
Right, Smriti. Since we all know that this is a time where we are not physically present in the classroom and we are not able to interact with the students on a day-to-day basis, so it really becomes important that we communicate with our students in such a manner where we can understand how they are feeling now. Because obviously, as we have already discussed, that the last 1 year has been very difficult for all of us. And especially if we talk about students, it has been more difficult for them, because obviously they are at such a level where they need regular guidance from their teachers, where they need regular interactions with their friends, so that they can grow in such a manner, in such a society, in a manner where they can enhance their social skills, where they can enhance their collaboration skills, where they can work on their communication skills. So if we talk about, like Smriti has just mentioned, if we start our session with the communication skills. So as we all know that communication skills, and if I talk about what is communication, so communication is the act of sharing or exchanging information or ideas or feeling. So everything starts with communication. Communication is one such skills which is very much required for all of us, so that we can share our ideas, we can share our thoughts with each other, and at the same time we can listen to the feelings of others, we can listen to what they want to share with us, because everyone is in such a situation where we are isolated at our homes, so we are not able to interact with interact the way we used to. We used to discuss a lot of things in our staff room. We used to discuss a lot of things in the parents teachers meeting, which is not happening right now. So it is really important to keep working on our communication skills, so that we can develop our communication skills in such a manner that even when we are interacting through online platforms, we are able to leave that impact on our students and on our parents, which will basically motivate them to work better in their life. So this is about Smriti communication skills, and now I would like to request you that you talk about what are the types of communications and how basically our teachers work on these.
Right, Neetu. So as we spoke, communication has been a important skill. If you see, emotions and talking about them, these are very important factors in our life that we identify them. Identifying is also a type of communication where we are talking to ourselves. So Neetu, now that you have explained our teachers a little bit and introduced them with the skill of with this communication skill, let me take our teachers a little bit forward and talk about these two types of communication that we have. One is verbal communication and the other one is non-verbal communication. So verbal communication, that is oral communication and written communication. So oral and written communication both comes under verbal communication, which means the speaking ability and the written ability that we were also talking about. So it is important that we two types of communication we do practice and we do strengthen our skills on them, that we are being able to put our point through oral communication, and whenever required we are being able to write it down and use that as a important tool for ourselves. So this is about verbal communication where let's say, even if it's about your experiences, your emotions, your feelings, maybe work related communication, some formal application. So all of this needs to be strengthened. And similarly, the same thing is for students, because if we go forward in life, this type of communications are important. Similarly, when we talk about, there is another type of communication, that is non-verbal communication, right? So non-verbal communication is signs, symbols, gestures, body language, or facial expression. So now that we are, let's say for example, here we are, Neetu and me, we are sharing some of the contained material with you. So this is through what we are saying, that is oral communication, and the PPTs that are on your screen, those are maybe forms of written communication. So, and because we are connected online, probably we cannot understand through your body language that what are you feeling, or maybe you are not being able to see clearly our body language. So generally we use this non-verbal communication when we are face to face, when we are sitting within a room. We use this language where probably we don't need the oral communication part, because we can observe a person through the body language, through the signs, through the facial expression, gestures, that if the front person is interested in what we are sharing, or maybe if being able to understand or not. Right, Neetu. So we will move forward in the session, and I would request you, Neetu, to explain the fundamentals of communication to our teachers. Okay, so teachers, till now we have understood, we have talked about, we did our feelings check. We understood what we need to do when we are not feeling, when we are feeling certain emotions. Then we also talked about, we saw the video regarding teachers, how do teachers change lives? And we understood how teachers are important in our lives. Right. And we also talked about 21st century skills, 21st century teachers and their skills, where we also spoke about 6 such important skills of 21st century. And we also understood, we also got to know, very interestingly, we got to know what are some of the important 2 skills that you have practiced in this pandemic in last 1 year. And then we understood that there are certain skills and of 21st century teachers, one of which is important is communication. So Neetu shared some important points about communication with us, and we talked about types of communication, that is verbal and non-verbal. So Neetu, now I would request you to take our teachers through the fundamentals of communication and explain it to them.
Right, Smriti. So since we were talking about that, what are the fundamentals of communication? So the first point is empathy. It is really important to be able to empathize with the person we are talking to, because the person will be able to realize how we are feeling about the person and how we are feeling about his or her situation when we are talking to him or her. So it is important that we talk in a manner in which we are able to express the empathy with them, that we are with them and we are able to understand the situation they are facing right now. So it is really important. It is also important to differentiate between the empathy and sympathy. We should not be over sympathetic to the person, but at the same time, we should empathize with them. We should be able to feel that how they are in this situation and how they are feeling. So empathy is an important aspect of our communication, that we should show empathy whenever we are talking to someone. Now the second point, the second fundamental point is introspection, which helps us to improve self-understanding. We should be able to introspect and we should be able to reflect, which we have already discussed also, that we should, like you have mentioned, Smriti, about the STOP strategy, we should be able to implement that strategy in life on a regular basis, so that we can take out some time for ourselves, we can understand our emotions better, so that we'll be able to communicate those emotions to others also, and we'll be able to work upon it on a regular basis, and we should be able to enhance our communication skills. So it is really important to keep introspecting. Now the third point is turn taking, so that we can improve our skills. It should not be like that we are the one who are always talking and who are always expressing ourselves. We should always give the person who is in front of us that chance to communicate, to express themselves. So it is really important to take turn. And the fourth point is conversation skills. For the productive dialogue, we can basically, whenever we are going to talk to someone or whenever we are going to have a discussion with any person, we can prepare some points in advance, so that the discussion, so that that dialogue is fruitful for both of us. So it is really important that we talk in a manner which is productive for both the parties. And the other point is vocabulary. We can keep learning new words, so that we can use those words to express ourselves better. Also, if we talk about some different situations, so we can have that confidence. We can develop that confidence through our communication. Like we always tell students also that they should come in front and talk about the things they have learned in the classroom. We want them to develop their confidence. So that's why we keep implementing certain strategies with the students, through which they can enhance their communication and through which they can develop their confidence. But before we teach these skills to the students, it is also important that we keep working on our skills. We keep enhancing our own skills, so that we can easily transfer these skills to our students as well. So these are some of the fundamentals of the communication, which I would like to re-emphasize once again. So the first point is empathy, being empathetic to the person we are talking, introspecting on what we are thinking, how we are thinking, turn taking, giving chance to other person to communicate, to express as well, working on our conversation skills, so that the discussions we are doing with others are fruitful for both the parties, learning vocabulary, learning new words to improve our vocabulary, and basically learning how to behave or how to enhance our confidence in different situations. So these are some of the fundamentals of communication. Now, Smriti, we will move forward and we can talk about some more points which will basically which will basically help our teachers to understand the importance of teaching communication skills to the students. So if we talk about that, how this communication skill is going to help our students, so basically this will help our students to be more assertive, to be more confident in expressing themselves. So once we have enhanced these skills in ourselves, we can work upon transferring these skills to our students. There are certain strategies which we will also discuss in the session, that how these skills can be developed in our students. So the first point is being assertive. Our students will be more confident in expressing themselves if they have good communication skills. Now the second point is self-efficacy, yani ki they can easily make decisions because they'll be able to communicate with the other person. They will able to discuss the ideas. They will be able to listen to other person. So through this process of developing communication skills, they will also be more, they will be able to take better decisions in their lives, because they'll be able to listen to others, they'll be able to introspect, and they will be able to reflect on what they have discussed with other person. Also, this will help in mental well-being because the communication is happening on a regular basis. They can interact with their teachers, they can interact with their family members because they have a good communication skills. This will also help in enhancing their mental well-being. So these are, Smriti, certain points which will basically help our students and they will be able to learn that what is the importance of teaching communication to them. So now, since we have already talked about the fundamentals of the communication and the importance of teaching communication to our students, we can also talk about the levels of communication for teachers. So if we see that in the current situation, our teachers are basically interacting with the students and interacting with themselves as well, because we have just discussed that it is important to be able to express yourself in order to learn about yourself. So first, if I talk about the first point, the first level of communication is for oneself, that how do we interact with ourselves. So if we talk about some points on this, so the first point is that the communication skill is an integral part of socio-emotional skills. If you have a good communication skills, you will be able to express yourself better. Like we have just mentioned, that it will also help in enhancing your emotional well-being. So it will help you to be more empathetic towards the people, and you will also develop the skill of compassion in yourself. Also, it will help you to improve your conversational skills and emotional intelligence. So if you have good communication skills, these aspects of socio-emotional learning will be enhanced in you, and you will be able to basically transfer these skills to your students as well. So while we are talking about communication skills, while we are working on our communication skills, we also need to keep in mind that how our communication skills are helping others. Are we able to be be empathetic to them? Are we able to be compassionate towards them? And how fruitful is our discussion with them? As we all know that in the current situation, most of the people are really confused about certain things. They are not in a very high life condition, if I say like that. So it is important that we should show compassion towards them, and we should keep encouraging them that the situation is going to improve and how they can work on themselves so that they get into a better life condition. So these are certain points which really help ourselves, and we can also motivate the person in front of us. So Smriti, these were some points which I wanted to discuss with our teachers. And now let's show our teachers that how Gurushala can help them in expressing their feelings, how Gurushala can support basically their feelings.
Right, Neetu. Neetu, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Smriti, it is visible.
Okay. So teachers, now that we spoke about communication and, importance of communication with oneself, we would now explore if Gurushala has any such element which will help you in this process. So this is the homepage of Gurushala. So how to reach this? So you can just go to your browser and type gurushala.co and enter. So this is the page you will land in. Otherwise, you can go to Google Play Store and install Gurushala's mobile application as well. So as soon as you land on this home page, what you need to do is you need to log into Gurushala. So here is the button where you can log in. You can see it's my name is visible as I have already logged in. To log in, teachers, you need to use your mobile number or Gmail ID or Facebook ID through which you can log into Gurushala. So once you have logged in, you can see the homepage has this banner where all the latest activities of Gurushala. You can see it over here, right? So latest modules and so on. So when we are here, we can see there are certain sections on the left and certain sections here also. We can see here is a course module section, and which has which we will take you through a little bit later. So the course modules have there are certain problems that our teachers face in their day-to-day life. So some some of those problems have been taken and some strategies have been suggested. So you complete these are self-paced modules where you can complete and get a certificate, and of course understand the detailed strategy how to deal with such problems. This is the content library where a lot of content on various subjects, it can be accounts, it can be Sanskrit, it can be English, math, science, or anything. You can just search. These are for standard first or pre-primary to 12th standard. You can use the filters and search the content accordingly as per your need and can use it. Similarly, online trainings. This is the section where the trainings that are happening are available. Let's say today's training, you can also find it over here. Similarly, staff room, the way you use the staff room in your schools, like a place where you just, all the teachers get together and discuss your, everyday life or maybe some issues that you are facing and you get the answer from other teachers. Similarly, this is the virtual staff room where you can come and, if you have any interesting fact to share or maybe any doubt, you can ask and get the answer. All the competitions happening in Gurushala can be found over here in the competitions section. And this is the express yourself where this is a space, where you can come and read out. There are certain blogs, topicals, podcasts. You can, these are maybe you can say what we are talking about right now, for your emotional well-being, you can use it to, as the name suggests, to express yourself. So teachers, as soon as you log in, what you can do is you can come to the space called Express Yourself. Just click over that. And this is the page where you land on Express Yourself. You can see there is this write-up section. There are topicals and there are podcast and challenge yourself. So we will go one by one and, show you how you can use the communication element and your emotional well-being, and, you can write down. So I'll just take you through the write-up section and show you. As you can see, this is the Gurushala blog. So, there are various categories like the classroom learning, research and policy, technology and innovation, the arts, which means, many, maybe some of you might have already explored your creative side. Let's say maybe you people, some of you might be already writing short poetries. So you can, submit your write-ups here under this, the art theme. Then life and well-being, where we, publish blogs, which are especially focused for our teachers' well-being. Dear Diary is something that, goes a little bit in a personal direction. So you can see here are multiple blogs on various topics, not just, on classroom teaching. You can see the need of psychologist in school. This is one, out of experience, my first day in children's education, 21st century, and so on. So teachers, I would also like to mention that this blog section, as you can see, these are blogs from various teachers and various, experts from the education sector who have shared. You can always come here and read as per your interest Also, you can submit your write-ups if you have any, or if you want to submit, write in future, you can. Here is the part where you can submit, write for us. You can just, write here and submit your blogs here. Similarly, I'll take you to the topicals. Topicals are a series of pictures on something interesting where, let's say we have some fun facts here or some mythological elements here, space exploration we can see. So what you can do is, when you are teaching a topic to your students and you feel that, uh, that you feel that there are some interesting elements that can be touched upon. Let's say you spoke about history, and you feel there are some facts about the history which you can talk to your students to build the interest in them. So what you can do is, you can share these topicals. Let's say we have your Delhi ke Sultan, the Sultans of Delhi. This is from history, so you can share that with your students. So what they can do is, it will build up interest in students. And not just about students, right? We as human, we also need, we like to read such fun facts which are generally not mentioned in our textbooks. So what we can do is, we can come here and read. And also there is one option for you to submit, if you have similar content, to submit to Gurushala, so that Gurushala can publish your content over here. Now we will look into other elements. So here is the write-up section, the topicals, and then comes the podcast. So any problems or any interesting thing that you have, you can record your voice and submit to Gurushala. For that, you can reach out to Gurushala, and maybe record and share it with us so that we can publish on the Gurushala page for you. Similarly, this challenge yourself section has a lot of puzzles. This can refresh, like till now what we are talking about, various strategies. So this can be elements where you can take after you take a break and you identify emotion, you can extend that break and disengage yourself from the overwhelming factors by getting engaged in these things. So this challenge yourself has a lot of puzzles that you can also share with your students, and these are interesting to solve and see if you could solve the puzzles or not. Right, teachers. So as I shared, you can always write your emotions, your teaching experiences, your knowledge on various different topics on the blog section that we have on Gurushala. With this, Neetu, I would request to move forward in the session.
Right, Smriti. So I could see that some of our teachers were asking about Gurushala. So teachers, in case you want to explore Gurushala through Google Chrome or any browser, you can type www.gurushala.co, which we will also share in the chat section. And if you want to download the Gurushala application, that can also be done from the Play Store. So you can go to the Play Store of your mobile phone and download Gurushala application there. So both the things are available. If you want to directly access the website, that can also be done. And if you want to download the application, that is also that option is also available. So this was about the Gurushala, just a brief introduction, and we would really like to see more blogs from you all, because as Smriti has mentioned that you have a lot of experience from your life. So we would really want you to share this experience with other teachers as well. It will be really helpful for other teachers to know that how you have started your journey, and if there are any specific incidences where you have been able to overcome any. So the first activity which we can conduct with your students is enact your emotions. So in this activity, what you can do is that you can write down some scenarios that might provoke emotions in participants. These scenarios can be related to some light emotions, like if how will you feel if you forget your lunch? How will you feel if you have not done your homework, or you have forgot to bring it to the school? So there could be some situations or some scenarios which are related to the emotions of the students, and then we can tell that each student's We can also conduct this activity in our online classes, and this is really going to help our teachers to engage students in the classroom, because apart from the regular learning, we can take a 5-minute break and conduct such an activity which will again bring the attention of the student in the classroom. Like we have also done some activities with our teachers, like fastest fingers first, feeling check. Similar activities our teachers can also include in their online classes when they are conducting online classes with the students, which will obviously give participants a chance to get involved in the class and share their emotions, share their feelings with the teachers. So this could be one activity where you help your students to enact their emotions in front of the classroom, and after that you can discuss these emotions. After that you can discuss these scenarios more detail with the students, and how they can manage their emotions in such situations. That can also be done here. Now, if I talk about the second activity is express your imagination. So in this activity, you can hold up a picture which has some people in it, which shows basically a scenario where people are there in the picture. And then you can tell students to write about this, that what do they think people are doing in this picture, and what can happen after this. So we can also help students to imagine that, let's say for example, if we show an image of classroom, so there could be we can show that some of the students are doing an activity in the classroom, and then we can ask the student what could happen once the student have finished this activity, what could be the situation there. So this will help students to obviously work on their written communication, because they'll be writing about the situation, they'll be thinking about, they'll be working on their observation skill, they will observing the image, the picture, and then they will be writing about it. So it will help them to improve, to enhance their observation skill and their written communication. But apart from that, they will be also able to imagine, they will be able to visualize that what is going to happen next. So this will also enhance their imagination skills. So from these two activities, Smriti, we can support primary students, and we can help them to enhance their communication skill. You can also, depending upon the strength of your classroom and the level of your students, you can change these activities. You can change certain aspects of these activities. Like instead of telling them to write a paragraph, you can tell them to just write 5 lines. If you think that students are at that level that they will not be able to write a paragraph, you can tell them to write 5 lines about it, that what they can see in the picture. Or you can start with simple words, that what you can see in the pictures, write 10 words about it. Like a student can write that they can observe there are 5 people in the image, there are some activities happening in the image. So they can also, depending upon the level of your students, you can make certain changes to these activities. Now, Smriti, I would request you to tell our teachers about what are the activities which can be done for the students who are in the secondary level.
Right, Neetu. We will talk about this activity called situation samples, where so this is for secondary students, where we are encouraging them to understand between assertive communication, right? So what you need to do is you need to have a list of scenarios where assertive communication would be the most effective. So you can basically, what you are doing is you are giving them certain scenarios, let's say case studies, where you feel that to end this case or end the situation, there needs to be assertive communication. So you are giving them the example. Now you are offering them an opportunity to practice responses to the situation. So, and have them demonstrate aggressive, passive, and then assertive styles. So what will happen is the students will know here that which are the situation they need to practice assertive communication. And when you are giving them this opportunity to demonstrate aggressive, passive, and then assertive styles, it will make them differentiate between aggressive, passive, and assertive. So we have seen it very frequently that the youths, they tend to bring the aggressive style of communication to situations where probably it is not even required. So here, this is a chance where we are letting our students understand the importance of assertive communication and why we need not practice aggressive and passive communication where it is not required. So when they know the difference, the better they may practice it in real life. So we are here encouraging our students to practice a certain style of oral communication wherever the real life situation demands for it. So Neetu, we will move forward and share the next example for secondary students, right? So knowing my friends, in this activity, what you can do is, students can write down 3 things about themselves that no one else knows. Uh, Probably Neetu, we have seen this activity many times in televisions on certain chats shows. So this will be very interesting to do with the students, because you were asking them to write down 3 things about themselves that no one else knows. So they also get to think about it, about themselves, that what are the things that nobody knows. It gives a opportunity to look within themselves. Now, in groups of 3 or 4 students, each read the mysterious aspect. So they're not writing the names on it, and they're just writing down the 3, 4 things that nobody knows. And we are preparing groups of 3, 4 students within the class, and then they are just reading out the aspects. Now, each group collects the mysteries at a later time. Each group reads the fact list, and remainder of the class, the remaining of the class, they try to guess who the facts are from. This is very interesting because, especially in secondary classes, because the students have already spent some years with each other generally. So, when you do, and if we talk about towards 7th, 8th, or 9th grade, students have already formed that bond within themselves, within the class. So this will be interesting that now they get to think that whose trait this can be. Uh, and it gives them an opportunity to understand their friends, and celebrate the uniqueness of each other. And they get to celebrate it, because there might be someone I'm very good at, like I'm very good with, like someone might be a very good friend of mine, but there also might be some factors that I don't know. So this also gives a personal touch and helps the students, um, being non-judgmental towards each other, and being open towards each other, and form the, like we say, the circle of strength, where I can rely on whenever I want. And probably we are helping our class to build that circle of strength within themselves through this activity. And so with this, we will move forward. And Neetu, I would request you to, explain the communication cycle with our teachers, and explain how it is important. What is a complete communication cycle?
Right. So, Smriti, we have already discussed about one aspect of communication, that communication is about expressing or sharing your ideas and your thoughts with other person. But apart from that, if we want our communication cycle to get completed, there are certain other elements which are involved in a communication cycle. So, as we can see that the different elements, if I say the different elements of communication cycle, it starts with a sender who wants to express, who wants to share an idea with someone, and that sender basically does the encoding of the message, and then the message is shared with the receiver through a channel or medium, like we have already discussed that. I could also see in the chat that teachers were sharing that nowadays WhatsApp and the videos have also become a medium of communication, because obviously we are not able to interact uh, face to face. So this is also a thing which is happening nowadays. So there should be an appropriate channel or medium through which we want to express. It could be a letter, it could be a message, it could be a phone call. So there could be different mediums to it. There could be different channels to share our message with the receiver. The receiver then receives this message and tries to decode what the sender is trying to say or what the sender is trying to express. And once that is done, the most important aspect, which sometimes we forget about it, is the feedback. It is really important to get the feedback from the receiver, so that the communication cycle can get completed, because otherwise we won't be able to understand that the message we wanted to convey has it been conveyed in the right manner, or is there been a gap in the situation where the receiver has not get the information in the correct manner. So it is really important that you get a feedback or a reply from the receiver, so that you will be able to understand that the receiver has got the correct message in the correct manner and it is expressed in the right way. So the communication cycle starts from the sender and it completes with the feedback. And we also need to keep in mind while we are communicating with our students that it sometimes happen that in the classroom we teach the lesson, and we think that the student have understood this lesson, but we should create this opportunity where we can get the feedback or at least the reply from the students that whether they have actually understood the chapter or concept in the classroom. So like we have just mentioned about some of the activities which we can conduct in our classroom, so our teachers can incorporate these activities towards the end of their classroom, so that they'll be able to understand whether the concept they were teaching is clear to the students or not, or is there some gap in the information which needs to be catered to. So it is really important that while having a communication with anyone, not just with our students, but with our colleagues or with the parents, it is important that we should get some kind of feedback. It could be in a written format, or it could be in an oral format, but there should be some kind of feedback so that we can confidently say that the communication has been done and the communication cycle is complete now. So it's not only about the sender or receiver, but we also need to choose the correct medium and get the feedback from receiver. So while I think we always do that, but in terms of having this communication skill, communication with anyone, we can now consciously think about these two aspects also. That while having a communication, we choose the correct medium and we get feedback from the receiver in some manner. So that is really important. So with this, Smriti, we complete our communication cycle by getting the feedback from the receiver. So this was about the communication cycle.
Right, me too. So now that we understood communication and different aspects of communication and the what does a communication cycle looks like, so we would like to now go back to Gurushala and see if we have any materials on communication which our teachers can maybe complete and understand communication and strategies to apply on communication on in their daily life and with students. So I'll quickly share my screen and take our teachers back to Gurushala.
Right. So with this, I can also see that teachers are sharing some of their comments with all of us. Like Yaniji is saying that feedback is important, whether they understand or not. So it is really important to have an interaction with the students so that we can also get to know that whether students have understood it or not. Also, similar feedback and similar suggestions are coming from the teachers that it is really important to have the communication with the students. It could be done in any format, but keeping a regular communication, keeping a regular interaction is really important. And also, Matamji has shared that through feedback only we can be able to understand the receiver's ability. It is also important that we understand the level of students, and this is only possible through the feedback we are receiving, that we'll be able to know that students are at what level and how, and what are the steps that needs to be taken ahead so that we can improve the learning ability of the students. So yes, Smriti, now we can move to our courses module, where we want to talk about that what are the strategies and how basically teacher can access these course modules so that they can learn about these strategies which can be further implemented with the students as well.
Right, Neetu. So as I mentioned before, that to reach to Gurushala, you need to go to your browser and type www.gurushala.co. So teachers, I could also see that there were some comments, regarding various subjects and languages. So I would like to mention that Gurushala is available in Hindi and English, the whole website. But if we talk about different, content or on different subjects, there are a lot of subjects. So Neetu, before we go into the communication, I'm thinking to take our teachers to the content library and show them what are some of the subjects that they can have access to here. As teachers, you can see there are accounts, art and craft, biology, business studies, chemistry, and so on. You can see the list just goes on. And similarly with classes also, you can see. And so basically what you need to do is you can just click on your preferable subject, and you can see the content accordingly, and you can just play that. So there are various types of content as well, like there are videos, and there are uh, documents as well, which you can use in your everyday teaching and learning processes. uh, right, Neetu. So this was regarding various subjects which you people were asking in the chat section. So now we will go to the course module section and see, do we have any course modules regarding communication which you can probably complete and strengthen your communication skill. Teachers, when I clicked on the course module section, I landed on a page like this. So this is the course module section where you can see there are a lot of filters. So you can filter your content on the basis of 21st century teachers, content resource creation, innovative teaching strategy. You can just click and the content will get filtered out accordingly. We can see there are a lot of modules that we can see on here, like learning time management skill, making students goal oriented, role of parents in managing stress of children. In a situation like this of COVID, where not just us but students are also facing stress. So we can see there are there's modules where we can find out strategies where parents can also get in. So we can see here is one stress management module which we can see and understand. Here is one revision module where we can understand revision strategies for students. Similarly, there are various PowerPoint module and video editing module. So basically, probably every possible aspect where a teacher might feel problems with or might struggle in. So all those aspects have been covered in this section, and we have tried to provide, strategies for them as much as possible. We can see, teachers, there are a lot of sustainable lifestyle in school, and uh, yeah, so how we can use maps on Excel, balancing nutrition, which is important. And these are teaching and learning plant kingdom. These are for science teachers. They can definitely watch them. Then parents association for children's learning. What is the importance of parents association in our child's learning? We can understand that as well through that module. Similarly, here we can see there are some modules on communication skills. Let's explore this one called, developing verbal skills in teachers. So as soon as I click on that, I come to a page like this where the modules have been described. So teachers, because I have completed the module, I can see here view certificate button. Otherwise, there will be a button for you which will have enroll for free. So I would also like to mention that before you come to this section, kindly remember and log into Gurushala. Otherwise, you have to again go back and log in here. So first, when you land on the home page, log in and then come to the course module section, and when you are here, you will get a button of enroll for free. So when you enroll for that, you can start. You can resume your module. So we can see here, teachers, where about the module. So there are in a short manner, there is a short description on the module where you can understand what exactly will be there in the module. Then what will you learn? So by the end of the module, what are you going to achieve? And what are the skills covered in the module? So these are some of the facts that you can check, and then as per your interest, you can go to the module. So in this developing verbal skills in teachers, we can see each of these modules, all the modules that we have, they have some sections. One is relate section, the other is explore section, there is assess section, and further reading. So in relate section, there is a there will be a very short video which will have the problem, what is the problem that you are facing regarding the, let's say this is on verbal communication. So what if a teacher is not good at verbal communication? So is there any problem that a teacher face? So a similar situation will be there. Then there will be very easy two questions which will be based on the situation that you saw in the video. Now there will be an explore section. Explore section will have a video which will have the strategy to to deal with the problem. So um, we will quickly explore the yeah we will just go to the course of this developing communication skills is the course which has 4 modules. And developing non-verbal skills in teachers, developing verbal skills, enhancing communication skills in students, and enhancing written communication skills in students. So there are 2 modules for teachers and 2 modules for students. How do you take it forward for students? uh, so what we can do is, yeah.
So just like Smriti has mentioned, that there are 2 options available with our teachers, that they can do some independent modules from the course module pages, or if they want to complete a whole course which basically comprises of 4 modules, they can also do the course as well. For both the things, for both the module and courses, you will get the completion certificate once the course or the module is completed. And to complete a course module, you would need to spend around 2 to 3 hours of time, so that you can basically understand what the content is in the module, how is it going to help you, and what are the strategies suggested there. So as I could see, Smriti, that a lot of teachers were asking that how they can improve their communication skills, how they can work on their communication skills. So teachers, here is the module. You can go to the course module page and you can search about communication skill. And if when you search about communication, you will get a list of module which basically talks about communication skill, and you'll be able to work on it. You will be able to see that module. You just need to enroll yourself in that module, and then through a structure of relate, explore, assess, and further reading, you will get to know about, you will be able to see the content of the module, and you'll be able to basically do that module in this section. Right, Smriti?
All right, Neetu. So as we can see, yeah, as we can see, here is the first module of the course, and we will just quickly go through it and let our teachers see how does the module look like. I hope it is audible.
No, Smriti, it's not audible.
Okay.
So we'll just try to reshare it again so that our teachers can also listen to the audio as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Teacher of class.
Yes, it is audible now.
Teaching social science to students as Miss Anita is on leave.
Navya, do you know, today Miss Nena will teach us social science. I'm so excited to see her.
Oh, that's great. Now I'm excited too.
Good morning, children. Take out your books and let's start with a new chapter.
Children were excited to meet their teacher, but Miss Nena, without greeting properly and not acknowledging the students' presence, made them feel unwelcomed.
I think Miss Nena is not happy to teach us. She just came and started teaching without even looking at us. It seems that she is not in a good mood.
Yes, I think so too. But I cannot even look at her properly as she's sitting on her chair. I can hardly see and hear her.
Okay, so tell me, which instrument is used to find out the direction of a place? Yes, you tell me.
Ma'am, with the help of a compass, we can find out the direction of a place.
Mansi gave the answer with a big smile, full of excitement as she was confident about her answer. Let's see how Miss Nena reacts to it.
Okay. In the map, which color is used to show plateaus?
Miss Naina, without acknowledging Mansi, and her answer
Right. So this was the situation which teacher was facing, that students were able to see her body language, and from that they were able to think about certain things, that teacher might be not in a good mood, and she is not able to communicate properly. So Smriti, if you want to add anything, please unmute yourself.
Right. As we saw in the video, Neetu, that there are certain non-verbal, or let's say some body language of the teacher that the students observed, and they thought that the teacher is not friendly. Hence, the students didn't feel good about the session, and they felt little bit awkward in the class. And similarly, so this was the problem that we saw in the relate video, which is a very short video, uh, which described the problem. Similarly, once we finish the relate video, we will get this question or two question. Let's say I'm just randomly clicking on the options. So what our teachers can do is, what were the assumptions made by the students after experiencing unexpected behavior of Miss Nena. So these are some questions based on the previous video, or the relate video where we saw the problems. So we can, as per our understanding of the video, we can click on the answer and submit. So we can see that, we can notice if our answers are correct or not. We can see here, the right and wrong click. So as soon as we are done with this, we can click on the next button. And here we are with the next video. This is the explore video, which gives us the strategy for the for the problem that we saw.
Next day, the school organized a workshop for the teachers on developing communication skills in teachers. It was mandatory for all the teachers to attend the workshop. Let's see if this workshop will help Miss Naina to polish her non-verbal communication skills.
Good morning to all the teachers. Welcome to the workshop on developing communication skills in teachers. First, I would like to know from all of you, what do you mean by communication skills?
Communication is nothing but sharing of information, ideas, and thoughts to one another or with a group of people.
Yes, you are right. Now, can someone please tell me why developing communication skills in teachers is important?
Communication skills are important for teachers in transmitting the education, classroom management, and interaction with the students.
A teacher has to teach students with different approaches. To teach in accordance with the ability and capability of the students, a teacher needs to adopt such skills of communication which motivate the students towards their learning process.
In the field of teaching, certainly one of the main characteristics of a good teacher is a good communication skill, and most of the observed stress in the classroom arises from the lack of proper communication. By using effective communication skills, teachers can play a major role in the success of their students. Effective communication between students and teachers is the most important factor affecting the teaching. If this relationship is well established, then educational goals will be more easily realized with a high quality.
So, what is the procedure to develop or polish these skills?
So, first we need to understand the types of communication skills. There are two types of communication skills, verbal and non-verbal skills. Today, we are going to talk about non-verbal skills.
Yes, I guess we all need to work upon our
Right, Neetu. So as we saw, we saw the problem video, or the relate video where there was the problem that our teachers are facing. Then we attempted two questions on the basis of that video. Now here is the video which talks about the strategy. Uh, like if our teachers face similar problem, so what do they do? And once we finish this, the video, we can see we get one infographic which again briefly explains the strategy that we talked about in the video. Then we will see this is the assessment question. So here you can find 10 questions on the basis of the module, like what you saw in the video, what you got to read in the infographic. You get to answer in this assessment section. And once you are done with the assessment, you will get the certificate. Additionally, you can, if you want to explore more about the strategy, here you can get the further reading where you can read and know more about the topic. And if you have found out any difficulty in terminology of any of the terms used in the video, you can always refer to the glossary. And that's about the Gurushala course module. We basically explained you the basic structure, and these are some of the examples of some of the modules which you can explore. And teachers, there are a lot of modules in Gurushala which you can always come and explore and strengthen your skills on it.
Right. So, like Smriti has just mentioned, that there are course modules which will talk about your specific skills also, and there are course modules which talks about the classroom situations and classroom problems also. So we are really sure that our teachers will go back and explore the course modules, and they will definitely attempt these modules in order to enhance their skills and enhance their capacity. As we can also see in the comments that teachers are regularly commenting that they really need to work on their skills. And as a 21st century teacher, we all need to remain updated with what's happening around us. So it is really important that we constantly keep working on our skills. So this was about the course module section, and we hope if you have any problem regarding these modules, you can reach out to us, and we'll be very glad to help you in resolving your queries. So, Smriti, this was about the Gurushala section very briefly, and we would definitely encourage our teachers to go and explore more sections of Gurushala. And apart from that, in tomorrow's session also, we'll be talking about more Gurushala features so that our teacher can get benefits from these features. So now if we move forward, so like we are constantly communicating from the last 90 minutes, and I and Smriti are constantly talking about a lot of information and sharing a lot of information with you all, and we can also see your responses on the chat, which are really helping us to understand that whatever we are communicating, whatever we are interacting with you, you are able to understand that, and you are able to respond to that. So now there comes one more aspect of this communication cycle, which I just discussed with all our teachers, that taking feedback or taking a reply is really important in order to understand that whatever we have communicated is communicated in the right manner, is the conversation has gone in the right direction. So in order to understand that, we would also like to give a task to our teachers so that we can understand your feedback and what you have understood from this session. So Smriti, here we would like to give this task to our teachers, which they can share by the 11 p.m. tonight. And this task will be shared on the teacher community section, which will be talking about now, and we'll be explaining that how you can basically complete this task and share this task with all of us. So if I talk about that, what is the task today and how you can do it? So the first step to work on your task is that you sign up on Gurushala through www.gurushala.co, which Smriti has also explained to all of us that how we can sign up on Gurushala. So this is the first step to go on Gurushala. Now the second step is that click on the teacher communities, which you will see on the left hand side of the home page once you log into Gurushala. Third step is that we have created a teacher community for all the teachers of Kamareddy district who can join this community and keep discussing whatever is happening around, and if they want any kind of support from the other teachers, or if they want to have any kind of support from the Gurushala, they can post on this community, and we'll be responding to their queries and the questions they share there. So the third step is to join to join this community of teachers of Kamareddy. Once you have joined the community, you need to suggest an activity to provide emotional support to students. In today's session, we have already talked about this, that how we can support, how we can provide basically emotional support to our teachers, what you can do to emotionally support yourself and be more aware about your emotions. So we have already discussed certain points on it. The stop strategy was discussed by Smriti, that how you can take out some time for yourself and reflect on your emotions. So that was an activity for you, for the teachers. But now if you want to support, if you want to support the emotional aspects and emotional well-being of students, so our teachers need to suggest an activity that what can be done to provide emotional support to our students. For sharing this idea, you can create a PPT, or you can or normally through text message also you can share your thoughts with us, that what kind of activity are you planning to conduct with your students, so that you can support their emotional well-being. Once this step is done, once you have planned your activity for the day, then you can post this idea, this activity on the community, and we'll be just showing you a demo that how you can post this activity on the community. And you can provide the explanation of activity, that for which level or for which class is this activity, how many students can be involved in this activity, what are the basic instructions of the activity, and what will students learn or gain from this activity. So these are the certain points which can be covered in the planning of the activity. And when you are uploading this activity, when you are basically posting this activity, do mention your name and school details, because we'll be announcing the best entries in tomorrow's session, as we'll be also connecting tomorrow. So the best activities or the best entries will be shared with all of us tomorrow, and we'll be able to know that who all are the teachers who have shared the best activities with all of us. So now, Smriti, this was the basic of what is the activity and what is the task for our teachers. I would like you to show a demo to our teachers, so that they will get a better understanding that how they can post this task on the teacher community.
Right, Neetu. So I'll again quickly share my screen. It's visible, right?
Right.
Yeah. So teachers, again, when you land up on the homepage of Gurushala, so you can see on the left-hand side, there is a orange band, and there are certain sections mentioned over here. And the second one, which is the teacher communities, you can just click on that. So when you click on the teacher community, here is the page for teacher communities. And as you can see, here is a community called Teachers of Kamareddy. So as I have already joined the community, it's showing me enter. Because I haven't joined, you can see the experiential learning. It's showing me join button. So what you need to do is, before you have signed up on Gurushala, and then so first sign up, and then you can come here and click on the join button for the Teachers of Kamareddy. So once you join that, you can enter the community, and as you enter the community, you will see a page like this. So you can see the task for the day is already mentioned for you. As Neetu shared, that you need to sign up on Gurushala. It's the same things have been mentioned over here. Click the teacher community, join the Kamareddy Teachers of Kamareddy group, and then you can suggest one activity for your students to support them emotionally. So what you can do is, you can the activity can be in any form, let's say PPT or a Word file. So here you can click on the create post button, and as soon as you click on that, here will be a pop-up on your screen. So what you can do is, you can don't forget to mention your name and school name. Let's say I'll mention my name Smriti, and maybe school name here. And if I have anything that I want to type, so what I can do is, I can just click and type. And let's say there is a word which I need to, and it's a request that when you type it, try to make it like whichever is the important word, and you want to, let's say there's a title of the activity, and you want to highlight that title. So what you can just do is, you can bold it. Similarly, you can enter and type the content over here. Let's say you have a PPT and you want to share the activity in a PPT format. So what you can do is, and the PPT is on your, let's say on your computer or phone, you can just click on the attached file option and you can select from here. And after, you can select and then open, and you can after you were done with all this, like you have typed your name, your school name, you have shared your content or the activity, then after you are done with all that, you can just click on the done button here. So as soon as you click that, you will get a pop-up on the screen that congratulations, you have posted on the community, and you will get to see your post over here somewhere here. So that's it. And as soon as you post it, we will, look into it. And tomorrow we will be announcing the names of the best entries.
Right. So, like
Right.
teachers, you have already participated very actively in all the activities and all the things we have discussed till now. So, we are very much sure that you will be participating in this last activity of the day as well, and we'll be getting a lot of responses from all our teachers, and we'll be able to announce a lot of names in tomorrow's session. So again, as we are moving towards the end of our today's session, we would like to again emphasize on certain points that at the day 2, that means tomorrow, we will be sharing a Google form with all our teachers, and you need to mark your attendance in that form in order to get the certificate of participation. So please do attend tomorrow's session with us at the same time, and we'll be sharing the link and other details with all of you through the Telegram group and WhatsApp group. So do not forget to join us for tomorrow's session. And in case if you want to share anything or you want any kind of assistance from our side, please write us at info@gurushala.co. This is the email ID where you can share any kind of your queries or any kind of situation or any kind of question you want to ask from the Gurushala team. So you can write us on this email ID. So with this, Smriti, we would like to conclude our today's session, and we would again like to thanks to all the teachers who have joined us for today's session and kept participating with us throughout the session. And we really hope that the similar participation we'll be able to see the similar kind of participation in tomorrow's session as well. So thank you so much for joining us, and let's meet tomorrow at the same time, 10 a.m. On our platform, and stay connected with Gurushala for the time being, and stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so